Hey there, guys. This is Jeremy with the Level Designer, and I wanted to make a quick video today and kind of going over some basics on Probuilder. Last time I started this project in Unity and kind of showed you some of the basics with, how to start out a block out and whatnot. But I really wanted to show you guys something that is very useful. And let me see if I can at least get rid of this. Maybe. I don't know. There we go. So, that was something that we will get to in a bit. But right here, we're at my level that I started last video. I had some shapes here. I ended up deleting the shapes, but yeah, I was wanting to go over kind of some basics with Probuilder. From last episode, you could remember that basically what we did was we just went to the hierarchy right here under the environment, and then we just created a 3D object cube, and we could block things out with this and whatnot. But the problem with blocking levels out with just using these plain geometry blocks and shapes is we don't have as much control over how you can manipulate these right out of the gate. So that's kind of where Probuilder comes in. And I kind of showed you where to get Probuilder at. So to kind of refresh your memory from last video, if you're starting out with a new project, how you get Probuilder is you want to actually go up here to the window screen in Unity, and there should be a package manager window up and running right here. Once you get the project manager running, you'll usually probably be in my assets kind of by default. So in the packages up here, you just want to go to Unity Registry, and then Unity Registry is going to open up all of the different packages that you have access to from Unity out of the gate without actually going into the asset store and downloading different assets. So if you go down to Probuilder right here, you can see that I already have it installed, but if you click Probuilder, there should be an install button down here if you haven't had it installed. So you just want to click that, and then it will install all the packages. Usually it brings up a small little pop-up menu that you just say import, and then it will import basically the whole software into Unity. So kind of where I hit a roadblock last video, from what you could see, I was like, I've only used Probuilder a little bit, not as much as I would like, but I think kind of going forward, it's a tool that I'd like to explore with a lot. And so I was like, wait, how do you get into Probuilder? Because it's really easy just to create, these shapes right here. So kind of just to refresh my memory, I went back and I was like, okay, you go into Windows right here, or Tools. Yeah, you go into Tools, and it's right next to Windows. And it's kind of hard to see right now. Let me see if I can drag this down a little bit. Yeah, you see right here that there's a window, and then there's Tools. Window is where you access the package manager. So with Tools, you see that there's Probuilder right here. And Probuilder, it has some shortcuts where you can, do a bunch of different stuff. But the most important button you want to click right now is the Probuilder window. And once you hit that, it'll come up with this right here. You'll want to, you can keep it kind of out like this. A lot of people, what they'll usually do is they will nest it. So if you just hit like the top kind of tab right here in the window and you click and hold, you can actually drag this window to other points in the Unity editor. So I'm just going to place it kind of above the hierarchy right here so it's kind of easy to access. And there you go. I mean, you basically have Probuilder kind of in your project right now. So I'm just going to kind of show you some basic stuff. There's some really cool tools that you can use with this. But kind of the first thing you want to do is there's a new shape button here. And if you hit that, it will create this new shape for you. And it's really awesome. So again, kind of like in any other object, you can move this around. You can actually resize the block. But I don't want to edit the shape using those tools. I just don't. I don't want to. So what we're gonna do is, in addition to this menu up here, we have this menu right here. And this is kind of where you want to pick all of your different tools that you can use to interact with shapes that you just create. So right now it's kind of on this object icon right here. So let's go over to vertices. So right now you're in vertices select mode, and it's really hard to see in the stream, but let me kind of see if I can bring it up. Right here you can kind of highlight that vertices, you can see there. So if you click it, you can actually hit W to move it, and you can move it to a different section. You can rotate it, which is probably more for faces and edges, or you can scale things, which again is kind of more for the faces and edges. But you can move vertices around, you can do all that. You can hit an edge, and you can move the edge around and do all that fun stuff. You can also rotate it and really do some crazy stuff with this. Again, that's probably not going to do anything, but it is what it is. And then the last one's the face, and that's where you can select a face, and you can move the face. You can, rotate the face. You can do a whole bunch of cool different stuff with this, really. And yeah, and this one, you'd be more able to scale it down, scale it up, do a whole bunch of different stuff with this. So it's kind of how you manipulate shapes, and you can always go into, I want to say this plus button right here. If you click it, it'll create a new shape for you. But when you press this this plus button right here, it will kind of give you this separate menu. So you can go through and select all of the different shapes that you can use. So there's like a sprite. So if you just want to use a picture, like maybe a poster or something, you can use that. There's a whole bunch of different, there's stairs. You can just have a bunch of stairs added to the project. You got cylinders. There's so many different shapes that you can use with this. There's even a door, and the door's kind of cool because like it does that effect that I kind of talked about a few videos ago, where it won't have faces directly on areas where a face is not needed. So it really only has a face for either side of a doorway and the inside, but it's not going to have faces, right here or even below. It's just going to be that. And the cool thing with this is you can fix the width of it. You can have it be 6. So it's just 6 blocks. You can have it be 6 squares high. You can manipulate this really any way you wish. You can have it be 3 squares in, so you can have a hallway that's 3 squares long. Door height, you could have this, be 0.5. Or you can have it be 6 and have it just be an entire wall. Don't know why you'd do that. Maybe for a good, I don't know, but 3, you can have, oh shit. Yeah, so you could do it really any way you wish. And leg width, you can have it, be 2 or however you want to make it look. And then, yeah, all you'd really have to do is just hit the object button right there and select it and go in and just kind of move it. And of course, all these shapes that you place down here, I might test this real fast. I might have to hit this build button. It's kind of a neat experiment. So there's this build button right here, and I'm guessing the build button is for if you have like a navigation volume mesh or something, which I might do a video later about those, but usually it's like a volume space within a cube, and you want to, at least in how it works in Unreal, you cover whatever floor or objects you want to be walkable by, like, say, like an AI actor. So you basically just create a volume mesh and you build and bake a navigation area onto, floors or stairs or whatever. And so I'm wondering if build could be for that. Let me look though. Let me press play and just see what happens. Um, so I'm changing my guy a bit, and I'll kind of get into some more detail at the end of this video, because I do have some big plans for October that I want to discuss with you guys. But first, I'm gonna kind of test this out. Of course, I can't go through the wall, so that is working. That definitely is not working. I can definitely go through it. So if we just get out of here and hit build, it's going to build it for us. And we can also get out of the shape tool and we can go in here and we can, just make sure everything is looking good. Of course, you can hold down control and move things around, and it snaps. It's very snappy. So, you could also do that stuff. And also for something like this, it's kind of a bad example. And I think another example that I have that I might show off later. But you see that these squares, when using a tool like this, I really like to match all of these squares up if possible, because they should all kind of be the same size. So, in a later video, if I'm a bit nitpicky about how these, shapes kind of match up, that's just kind of something that I'm kind of nitpicky about. I just like to make sure that, if I have a situation like this, I want these lines to just match up. And even it's probably a good thing to match things up both ways. So, if you had a wall here, you could have that extend out there, or it'd probably be better just to line it up like that. So that probably would look the best. And of course, you might not get everything like super perfect, but the more that you kind of go into and really zoom into areas and line things up, the better it's going to look at the end. It's not like super perfect. We could probably spend a little bit more time on it, but I think it works for right now. So you see, we will hit play, and we shouldn't be able to phase through the wall. So, you probably want to clean up that, because we can kind of see through that. It's not really like closed up seam-wise, but yeah. This is, well, yeah, and you got this, which you can definitely walk into. But, yeah, for the most part, that's looking really good. And there's some other things. I know you can extrude. So if you go in and select a face right here, there's different options on the side here. I won't go through everything, but I will go over extruding. So you see that there's an extrude faces right here, or you can just use Control E. So let's just use Control E just to extrude a shape. So you can see that kind of added in a new kind of area for that. So we can actually go in here and just add do that if we wanted to, and we could just extrude another, and we just make kind of like a corner wall. Super, super, super duper easy. And what we could do as well is, you know, this isn't really lining up very well, so let's just kind of bring this out a bit. You know, it's probably gonna make this kind of look a bit slanted, but yeah, it's kind of it's fine. I think I don't think we need to worry too much about the details right now. Ugh, my nose is itchy. Apologize for that. But we'll kind of bring this out to this right here, and then we can you select all these really. Just, you know, select one and then hold down Shift, and you can select all of them. But I'm not going to do that quite yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press Control E on this. I'm going to extrude it out to that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this up. And I'm just going to move all of these up to here. So now I have probably a much better looking wall. And I'm going to actually extrude this out. And there we go. It's not perfect. Of course, you'll probably want to go in here and really fine-tune this, really clean up these walls and do all that. But, you know, for the most part, we kind of have the start of like a building or something. You know, maybe this can be just anything really. And you could close this off. You could extrude another wall to this side. There's so much different things you can do, but yeah, you know, you can't really move anywhere through here, and this is kind of what Probuilder's used for. You know, it's a really easy way to create this without having to, you know, make like tons of different just cubes like this. And you know, this actually might this, I don't know if these tools usually work with yeah, these tools might actually work with like normal normal geometry within Unity. Maybe it's just a little no, it doesn't look like you can actually interface with it's just like, yeah, the cube, which kind of sucks. But you know, this is a much easier way to build this than, you know, just doing it per object. And you'd have to have a wall there, then you'd have to duplicate. Like, you'd have to, you know, make another one, and then you'd have to, you know, have two separate objects just to make this right here. But with this is just one object. So it's very awesome to, you know, just go in to Unity and just lay out a level and just kind of, you know, do things this way. Again, you know, you'll want to go into things like Blender, and I haven't really made a decision if I want to make a lot of Blender I haven't made the decision if I want to make a lot of Blender content. I might you know, bring it up every now and again, because I think Blender is an awesome piece of software to learn if you want to quickly you know, just make like low poly just kind of ideas and stuff. And there's a whole bunch of different things that you can use with Blender, but yeah, I might go into some more information with how you can utilize Blender and stuff. But really, you want to really spend a lot of your time 3D modeling in something like Blender. So I wouldn't necessarily use Probuilder for modeling actual assets, but definitely to build out the layout and to block out levels, Probuilder is the way to go as far as Unity. Um, and with Unreal, there is also, geometry tools that you can use, and I'll probably make another video sometime kind of going over those. But yeah, those are kind of the basics of Pro Builder, and I wanted to kind of give you a taste of the differences between, using just general shapes and then using Pro Builder to really build out just really awesome kind of just ideas like this. So, kind of the last thing I want to touch upon before I go is Blocktober. So, I'm going to do Blocktober. And for those of you who do not know what Blocktober is, um, if you're familiar with Inktober, Inktober is usually a month long event where each day artists will usually just draw in ink different prompts throughout the month, and it's just a great way to get some practice in with drawing and just doing something kind of out of the blue every single day. So there is a thing called Blocktober, which is kind of the level design equivalent of Inktober, where instead of drawing things, you're making blockouts for different levels. So this is something that I'm going to attempt to do for this next month in October, and I kind of have a plan right here where instead of a challenge or something each day, I'm going to spend. I'm going to spend my month basically building out 4 projects for each week. That way, I really feel like making a block out for a level. I don't plan to spend all day building out, 30 different levels. And I really wanted it to kind of work in the time frame of me, making 30-minute to an hour long videos and putting videos out each day. So what I'm going to do is October 3rd through the 9th, I'm going to create a level in Unity, and kind of the genre of the level I'm going to build is an open world design of a game. So I kind of had this idea for like maybe Viking zombies, kind of drawing maybe some inspiration from, games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and having like maybe a zombie twist. That'd be kind of cool to explore. So I don't know how in depth I'm gonna go with these levels, but I'm definitely gonna try to just block out the general area. So with this first one, I'm planning on going into laying out some terrain. There's some terrain tools that I'd like to play around with and show you guys how to use. And then yeah, I might make like a village that will have a lot of zombies, and then I might have another Viking village kind of close by that's a little bit more gated, and maybe that's a place where you could go and do some pick up some quests and have access to certain shops. So we'll try to block out something like that, and that's kind of why I have this character person right now really just walking like a Viking. Is I just want to kind of have the axe, and then kind of like an axe run and stuff. So I don't think we'll add in any actual monster NPCs or any sort of like hit combat. But that's definitely something that you could go more into in depth if you want to really spend more time building something like that. So then the next week, October 10th through the 16th, I'm going to be using Unreal Engine, and I'm going to be making a first-person shooter. And kind of the theme with that is going to be trick or treat shooting kids with candy is kind of what I came up with. Of like, what if you're an old grouchy grandpa guy and you're just fed up with kids knocking on your door during Halloween? So you just take like a spud gun or something, and you put a bunch of candy in it. You just go out and you shoot kids with just a bunch of candy. It sounds kind of messed up, but I kind of like the idea. And you could also turn this into like an idea for like a first person shooter. So we'll probably kind of see what happens with that. But I definitely want to try to block out kind of a good multiplayer styled map that could also possibly be used for like maybe a single player sort of wave survival game or campaign mission. Like we'll see what we can do when we get to there. October 17th through the 23rd, I'm going to try to make a 2D platformer within Unity. There's a lot of different cool tools that you can use to kind of just get 2D levels up and running. So I don't know how graphically much we'll get involved with the whole werewolves and whatnot, kind of like a horror themed or something, but we will definitely try to make just a 2D platformer and kind of keep that idea of like we're werewolves and we're trying to let's make a 2D game based off of werewolves. So we'll try to keep that in mind when building a level specifically for that. And then October 24th through the 20th, we're going to be back in Unreal Engine, and it's going to be a top-down game. And I kind of the system that I was using for that World War II project, I really like it. So I might use that kind of to go through the early stages of planning one of those levels. So I'm really excited to use that asset again, and we'll try to make like a top-down stealth, kind of like Metal Gear Solid type of stealth game. So as you can see, I try to go with just themes that were genuinely, kind of revolved around Halloween. Something a little bit more horror based. So maybe with the sci-fi lab, it's like a terrible experiment gone wrong, and you're like the lone scientist, and you have to navigate your way through this lab. So yeah, there's some ideas here that we can really play around with, and I'm looking forward to making just daily videos for the month of October and just seeing how crazy we get. I don't know how long the videos are going to be daily. I'll try to keep it around an hour. I don't know if 30 minutes might be a little bit too short, especially for something like this, but yeah, I'm still kind of trying to figure out the flow of the channel and trying to figure out lengthwise what a good sweet spot is. So I'm hoping that this kind of not only gives me the chance to really flex my level design skills, especially kind of in an early type of project way, but also it can kind of give me some ideas about how to better run the channel and whatnot. And of course, I'm kind of listening to a lo-fi hip-hop radio thing just for some background music. I know that listening to just me talk and with no music's kind of stale and can be boring sometimes, so I don't know, I just want to put a little bit more life into these videos. I'm really just trying to have this be kind of like a personal journey diary into my level design, and to really just show not only other people but myself growth with where I can take level design. And I want to use it as a tool to help other people, if they have any questions or if they're kind of lost in how to do something. This is kind of what this channel is, made for. And, also to really inspire people to pick up game design and to kind of show this more chill, relaxed version of it that, this can be a very therapeutic tool for people to just kind of create worlds and to really just design gameplay experiences that a lot of people tend to, have really kind of emotional attachments to at times with really great, well designed games. So this is kind of just the first step in the evolution of where I'm going to take the future of this channel. And I really hope you guys, subscribe and like my videos, and I hope to see you guys in October. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment, and I will see you guys later. Have a great rest of your September, and I'll see you in October. Thank you, and I'll see you later.